Heather.
Well, Hillary Clinton may be starting to feel the burn, so to speak, with Bernie Sanders slashing her lead in Iowa. Her husband, former President Bill Clinton, has been campaigning in Iowa to drum up support. But some of Mrs. Clinton's tactics are, well, coming under fire. In an interview last night, she was confronted by MSNBC host Rachel Maddow about her recent attacks on Sanders and his character.
Your campaign is essentially fighting with him now in a way that is casting aspersions on his character, calling him dishonest.
No,
He won't level with the American people.
But let's parse this out. That we're only engaging in substantive differences, and I think that's what you're supposed to do when you're in a contest as important as this one. What's your policy? What's my policy? How do you defend it? How do you explain it? And then we let the voters make up their minds.
Lisa Booth is a Republican strategist, and Leslie Marshall is a radio host and Fox News contributor. Thank you both for joining us today.
Hi, Heather.
So what they're talking about specifically is Hillary Clinton. She's now talking about Bernie Sanders in terms of specifically gun control and health care. And there's an ad that has gone out where she says something along the lines of, it's time to pick a side. Either we stand with the gun lobby or we join the president and stand up to them. I'm with him. So Lisa, what does this tell you about the status of her campaign? Are they scared?
Well, she is feeling the burn. Look, a recent CBS and New York Times poll showed that just in 1 month, Bernie Sanders has gained. Hillary Clinton had a 20-point lead, and now she only has a 7-point lead in just 1 month alone. I think this is the only time I've ever agreed with Rachel Maddow in the sense that it is utterly ridiculous for Hillary Clinton to question anyone's character. This is someone who has no character, who has no moral compass. This is someone who stared the families of the victims of Benghazi in the eyes and lied to them about how their loved ones were murdered. This is someone who said in September that every sexual assault victim has the right to be heard, has the right to believe, but had no problem dragging Monica Lewinsky's name through the mud, who is an individual who Bill Clinton preyed on while he was president of the United States. So this is the height of hypocrisy for Hillary Clinton to question anyone's character.
Yeah, and Leslie, it goes both ways, though, because her campaign is upset with Bernie Sanders, saying that he's gone back on his word, saying that he would not do negative campaigning. But he has an ad out now where he talks about Wall Street. Perhaps her weak point says it's okay to take millions from big banks and then tell them what to do. Many people obviously say he's talking about Hillary Clinton there in that ad. So what do you think about the status of her campaign?
Well, first of all, when we looked at the numbers, when she had those huge, 20, even 30-point lead over Bernie, we knew, just looking historically and looking at elections practically, that this was not going to last. Now that the gap is, certainly not that wide, now when you have states like Iowa and New Hampshire up for grabs, so when you have polling this close, Bernie Sanders, although she likes and respects him, and he feels the same way about her, they have differences, and it's essential that they show their differences to not only the American people, but certainly to the Democrats among the American people. This is to be expected. I don't feel that either ad were wrong. I don't think either ad were personal attacks. I think they were about issues where they differ, and I think that's essential that they show because they are alike and similar on so many issues. I don't think this was about character. I think this was about, hey, this is where we differ, and I think that's essential, and quite frankly, that's common, left or right, at this time of year in an election, at this point of the process.
Lisa, some could say that the tide of Wall Street could be considered a hit on Hillary Clinton's character.
Well, and it could be because she likes to attack Wall Street, but the reality is she's made millions of dollars after speaking to them, going to speaking engagements, making millions of dollars, talking to the likes of Goldman Sachs. So she's such a hypocrite on these issues. And Leslie, let's go back and look at history. Let's look at previous election cycles, because if you look at the trend lines of polling right now, it's reminiscent to 2008 when President Obama bested her and was able to steal the election from her. And right now, it is so funny that she is She's losing Iowa. She's losing New Hampshire to a 74-year-old self-avowed socialist. And it's also ironic and hypocritical that Hillary Clinton has hit him on the lack of substance on the issues when the Washington Post editorial skewered her for the very same thing, for attacking her for not highlighting exactly how she's going to, some of her policy proposals that would cost $1 trillion, exactly how she's going to get that done.
Leslie, we don't have a whole lot of time left, so I'm just going to let you respond to all of that.
Okay, bottom line, let's look again at numbers and facts, Lisa, shall we? We know that a third of the voters in New Hampshire don't make up their mind until the very end. We also know that left or right, if you win Iowa, doesn't mean you win the presidency. And I think we all expected, with Bernie being from neighboring Vermont, that he might win New Hampshire. And by the way, I didn't hear Bernie's name among any GOPers' lips last night. It was Hillary. I think she's doing what she needs to do, and I think she's fine right now, and I do think she'll be the nominee.
Yeah, but she was also on the Tonight Show last night. She said that she does anything that she can to avoid watching the GOP debates, but yet she tweeted about it during the entire debate, pretty much. So it's politics, right?
Hypocrisy again.
Thank you for joining us.
Or her assistant. Her assistant was tweeting.
And she has several, probably. Thanks,
Heather.
John?